Welcome everyone, it is Sunday the 19th of August 2018. I am the Diligent Rascal. Welcome to this video, thanks for watching. I hope everyone's having a nice Sunday, chilling out or doing whatever you're doing. I hope everyone's alright as well. Just been busy this afternoon, but I just wanted to put a little video out today about something that is I don't really think it's been out in the news too much in this country. It's been on the internet in America and on their TV as well, and it's about this Baphomet statue that went up on Capitol Hill. They had the Ten Commandments up there, and the Satanists have said, look, our religious freedom, we want to have a statue up there. And they applied to put a Baphomet statue up there, and yeah, it's there. So it's a bit mental, really, but it's not, if you think about it. But people don't think about it. And if you think about it, you've got to think about how many monuments are up, how many statues are up elsewhere that are offensive to people, but because it's offending Christians, yeah, because it's offending them, because they're pissed off that there's a Satanist statue up, that then it's all, everyone else must be pissed off as well. But the fact is, you know, how about loads of other statues that have been put up, especially in America, that have pissed people off and upset people and offended people and that, but they don't get taken down, you know? Maybe some of them should be taken down, but then, you know, where do you stop? You know what I mean? Where do you stop? Where do you stop? Where do you draw the line and say, right, these ones are alright and this one's not alright because it was only these people that were offended by this one, but these people were offended by this one. So it's a bit mad, really, because for me, like, I mean, I certain things are more offensive to me than others, but I don't really get offended by stuff. You know, but certain other people may do, depending on like their culture or their race or whatever, you know, because it's different, because white people don't really have nothing to be pissed off about. So that's why these white people are just getting pissed off at each other putting up statues of shit, when there's other races and other people that have got real shit to worry about, you know. And when black people in America were pissed off about them monuments there, no one was bothered. And they had all the Nazis out protesting, saying it's all right to have this statue up, but it's not all right for the Satanists to have their statues up. Yeah, it's all right for the wannabe slave owners to have their statues up, but if you want to be a devil, nope. So let's get into this. Diligent Rascal, 19th of August 2018. Thanks for joining me. This is about statues, people getting offended, and really, why aren't people offended at more statues as well? Really, not that anything could be, like I say, certain things that I'm going to point out to you in this video, they should have been taken down. There's one of them that I'll show you, and this is what, again, England, selective outrage, because this statue was up for years, and a lot of people knew what it was about and who done it and that. But anyway, let's get into this. Diligent Rascal. It's the Baphomet statue. Alright, so if anyone knows what Baphomet is, this is Baphomet there. Alright. It's there's also the Washington Monument as well, where he's doing the same pose. Yeah? Madonna does it. Lady Gaga does it. Why were all these Christians not pissed off? Maybe some of them were. I don't know. You know what I mean? But this imagery is everywhere, you know, on clothing lines and everything like that, pentagrams, horned beasts and all that kind of stuff, yeah? Doest thou will, you know, the Jay-Z t-shirt and that, you know. It's everywhere. So it's selective outrage. They're pissed off at certain things whenever they want to be. But this is Baphomet anyway, and this is a statue that has gone up. Statue here, alright? So this is what happened. The rally for the First Amendment, the satanic. They put the statue there, right? And it's quite interesting as well because all the Christians were saying, oh, it's offensive to Christianity and that. But then this guy as well, this Satanist, stands up there and he said, yeah, it's funny all these Christians are saying that this statue is offensive to Christianity when all of them were at the gay rights march standing there protesting, saying that the gay pride march is an offence to Christianity and that. So it's all right for the Christians and everyone will back it when it comes to this, yeah? But when the Christians are talking about gay people and that, we're not allowed, no one's allowed to back it because that's homophobic. So you see the problem when you start saying certain groups fucking don't get criticised, or certain groups, you know, and it's always religion, and this is where this argument is got interesting, because the fact is, if you want to look at it, without Satan, without you know, without the adversary, you know, the Bible don't work, does it? Really? So Christians need the Satanists, yeah? And the Satanists need the Christians. So this is like a big fucking circle jerk for these dickheads here. They're just literally just fucking wanking each other off and perpetuating their ideology, because without one, the other can't exist. Yeah? So that's it, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, if you've got a Christian statue up, let them have their Baphomet statue up. You know what I mean? Fuck it. You know, where there's so much outrage for this, but then there's so many other monuments that have been put up in America, you know, and the Jim Crow era monuments, you know, the Confederate monuments, there's fucking loads of them, and they're all over the States, you know. And like this article here, Washington Post is saying, you know, the whole point of the Confederate monuments is to celebrate white supremacy. You know, it is a reminder of the lines. You know, the monuments go up to the lines of where, you know, all to do with the war, and you know, goes back to slavery, all of it. So you know, this isn't a new thing in America. You know, monuments and that. So this is why they're all kicking off and that. But like I say, Christians and Satanists, you need each other. So get the fuck out of here, man. You're just fucking wanking each other off. Both of you have your statues up there. I don't give a fuck about your fucking statues. Have them up there. Yeah? You can just defend each other. Alright? And also, I would just say, talking about this era of America, and even before and after, you know, look at this. A little while ago, the Jim Crow Museum, they got a new Jim Crow Museum, and I think, there's a video here for it. I seen it a little while ago when they had the new Jim Crow Museum, and it just, I suggest anyone just watch it, because it just shows you and breaks it down for you how America is, the way it is at the moment. Racism ain't going nowhere in America. It's getting tougher and tougher and tougher and tougher. And even they break it down in this video. I think the guy saying stuff from, you know, years and years ago, but then there's stuff nowadays that has still got this imagery in it. You know, like the Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben's and all that. It's these same stereotypes and this same undercurrent of racism. So yeah, check out the Jim Crow Museum, the new Jim Crow Museum video on YouTube. So talk about statues. So in monuments and that in America, they got loads of them. Loads of Confederate monuments. You know, and everyone's pissed off now at this Satanist Baphomet thing. But they weren't pissed off when Madonna's doing it and that. You know, they're alright with Jay-Z's t-shirt. They're cool. That's fine. Rihanna's got a t-shirt on. That's fine. It's Rihanna. It's fine. So then, also my point is, whatever monument you're going to put up, yeah, no matter on what side of whatever thing you think you are, it's going to offend someone. And this is the problem. Who's deciding what is passable and what's not? And this is where we're getting these fuckers, these Tommy Robinson people coming in and talking about free speech, because they are, you know, certain arguments or certain conversations you can't have because people will call you a racist. If you're a racist, people will call you a racist, and that's fair enough. But like, the system isn't encouraging. Like, I'd rather have these racists out in the open saying what they want to say, so then we know them, innit, and we can fucking make a beeline for them. We don't need this undercurrent undercover. You know what I mean? Have your racism out there. Have your Satanism and your Satanists with their statues and all that. Because there's going to be the ones up front, and there's always going to be the racists in the back anyway. But there's going to be the ones that think they're brave and big and bad. They're going to come out. Let them come out, innit? That is true freedom of speech, and it will offend people. And, you know, I've had conversations with my black friends and that, and they're saying, look, how can you say that it's all right for these racists to say what they're going to say? And it's like, the argument's always the same. It's like, what would you rather, innit? Like, you know, would you rather your next door neighbour not say anything to you? You know what I mean? Or for him to be just overtly racist, so you can just say, look, you know, I don't want nothing to do with you. Cool. Or you can chat to him or whatever. You know, like, I think you'd probably rather it be out in the open. I don't think you'd want to be pally with someone, not knowing that really they fucking don't like you. Like, it's one of them ones there where you'd rather have it all out in the open and that. And that's like what I think about this whole religious thing as well. If you're going to have religious freedom and you're going to let people fucking worship these deities, or, you know, and put these idols up and these statues up and that, you got to let everyone, innit? Like, you can't just be selective and say, right, these people are allowed it, these people ain't allowed it. Unfortunately, if you're going to allow one, you got to allow the other, you know? So either take them all down, which is probably a good shout. Take them all down. Why do you need to put the Ten Commandments up there? Why do we need a statue of the Ten Commandments? Why do we need a Baphomet statue? Why do we need Confederate monuments? It's all fucking bullshit. It's all fucking bollocks. And then even what you might call, you know, decent statues for people that actually really do need pushing up, in this country especially, the statue that they put up of Mary Seacole, okay? They people were pissed at that still, and it's just like, hold on a minute. If anyone is, you know, if anyone deserves a statue, it's got to be Mary Seacole. But people were still pissed off about that. And this is the whole thing. It's all this same bullshit through pretty much every story. Is just fucking people being dickheads. Especially white people being racist. The whole colonialism thing is still, you know, if people think that we're not living in a racist society, like, you know, I think you need to get out more. But yeah, like I say, even statues for people that deserve it, you know, people were pissed off and offended about it. So it goes to prove my point. It doesn't matter what statue you put up of what, people are going to be offended by it. Okay? But there is an exception to the rule, it seems. And the exception to the rule is when the BBC have a paedophile statue up in front of Broadcasting House. And this is kind of this in the last few years has been quite prevalent. This geezer here, Eric Gill, you know, he sexually abused his children and a dog. He also had an incestuous relationship with his sister. You know, this guy, apparently when he was making the statue as well, he was out there on top of the roof doing it on there, and he had a big schmuck on, and he didn't have no trousers on, so he was standing there fucking naked doing it and that. Look at this geezer. He looks like a fucking creep, mate. Look at this fucking guy. You know? And they knew it in the BBC as well. This is another article here from John Fleming's blog. It's just saying that I dug up about this, yeah, because they had this night where a few producers and stuff were talking about stuff, and they had loads of stories about things that had happened, and they were talking about John Rafe, the Scottish first Director General of the BBC. So basically, he had commissioned, obviously, Eric Gill to do this sculpture. And he's saying Eric Gill did not only sleep with his children, but sculpted directly onto the Portland stone outside Broadcasting House in midwinter, wearing a smock and no knickers, and BBC secretaries were commanded not to look up as they went into the building. So this is like, people have got stories about it even now. It's like 2013, you know, 2015. People still got stories about this shit. you know, and he did that. That's the this statue outside the BBC. It said it gave. They had put a big cock on there, on the ute, I think. And apparently this geezer, the BBC general, was trying to climb up the scaffolding to chisel it away. Probably because he wanted to stick it in his arse. Probably. But apparently he was offended or whatever, so he wanted to, you know, it's like you asked him to do it, man. Surely you know what kind of guy he was. He was out there doing it with his fucking knob out. Like, what kind of, you know? And that statue there, how long's that been there? If it's still there or not, I don't know. I know there's been outrage recently about it, you know? But I reckon it's probably still there. So, you know, this is the whole thing. This whole, you know, certain statues. Why do we, why do we have them for religion and things like that and stuff? You can ask them questions, but then certain people do need to be commemorated. So then where do we draw the line? So then we've got to say, look, like, you know, in this fucked up situation where we kind of have to give everyone we have to let everyone say what they're going to say, and then we can call them out on it. And that's where we are at the minute. Do you know what I mean? So these statues and that, everyone's getting pissed off. It's like, okay, like, you know, I don't have a dog in the fight, but it just seems like, especially with this Satanism and this Christianity thing, it's just fucking bollocks, mate. You're just wanking each other off, perpetuating your own ideology. That's it, because you can't have one without the other. So this video is about that. About if you've got a Christianity statue, you've got to have a Satanism one, you've got to allow it. Because with some people are Christians and some people ain't. You know? And not everyone's going to be offended as much as they by it, you know? And if you know, like me, if you know about Baphomet and the Satanists and all that, then put their fucking... the country and the world is covered with satanic, you know, symbolism and that on lots of buildings, but everyone's being pissed off at this one statue. Look around your local town, mate. Go to London, yeah? Go to these places and have a look at these buildings. There is a satanic symbolism in fucking loads of buildings. So why are you getting pissed off at this statue? Because it's bait and out in the open. And this is a problem. So statues, you know, if people put them up, they're up. You know, I do agree. Obviously, I agree that some of them are offensive. You know, some of them are offensive. And black people, this is the problem. Black people in America have been going on about how offensive these statues are for ages. And people are like, no, it's part of our history. Part of our history. It's our freedom. We're allowed them up. But then when something goes up that they don't like, then I know, drag it down, man. Drag it down. Yeah, and this is the fucked up mentality of people in the world. And that is what I'm pointing out. The selective rage. It's only... You only want to drag them down when it's offensive to you, yeah, and that's the point. And you know, people say that it's always funny when other people suffer, you know, like they'll trip up and people will laugh. It's never funny when it happens to you, though, isn't it? That's why you got to learn to. I laugh at myself, you know. I'll laugh when I fall over, you know what I mean. But I will piss myself when someone else does. And that's why we got to be truthful and we got to be honest about things, you know. I haven't got I don't know what to do about these monuments because it's not in my remit to be doing anything about it. All I can do is have an opinion on it, and my opinion on it is it's all right to have well-offensive monuments up when it offends a certain demographic, but when you start offending certain white people and certain demographics, then it's a problem. And that is the problem. So, fuck these statues. Fuck all your ideologies. Check out my videos on my channel if you haven't checked all of them. Let me just show you quickly my channel. So check out the rest of these videos if you haven't watched them. There's a few other bits that you might like. I'm doing them a bit more regularly now because I've got a little bit more time. So yeah, thanks again for watching. I am the Diligent Rascal. Get me on Twitter at A Diligent Rascal. It is Sunday the 19th of August 2018. Thanks for joining me again. Peace.